Well, President Biden's new election strategy seems to focus less on big rallies and more on conveniently timed policy announcements.
So let's go off the wall to see just some of his last-ditch efforts in hopes to garner support. You know, where did we see Joe yesterday? In Atlanta, talking to black-owned small business, small group of people. But those types of events usually there's the precursor to it is some policy announcement trying to cater to a group.
Well, the big one that you've heard about, policy when it comes to voters, is to forgive student loans. Let's take a look at Joe's history with the student loan business. What you'll see, Pete, is in history, Joe Biden has been pushing the growth of the student loan industry for most of his career.
Since before I was even born, Joe Biden was involved in saying we need more access to student loans. Why might that be? Well, he's a senator from Delaware. What is Delaware known for? Being the corporate headquarters capital of the world, of banking. So he's been on the side of banks for a really long time when it comes to loans.
And not just pushing student loans, but making sure students can't get out of student loans. He's passed bills blocking students from seeking bankruptcy protection, made it harder as recently as 2005 to discharge these
So
loans.
as a senator, he was all in for the interests of his state, which is blocking students from getting out of student loans.
Getting you in, not getting you out.
Not letting you, you're locked into this loan. Now that he's president or was a candidate, he needs to cater to younger voters, and as a result, he's been peddling student loan forgiveness.
$160 billion in student loan forgiveness. You point out why, the political reasons. Look at his polling among voters under the age of 30.
Absolutely. I mean, it's dead even in a way that they've counted on basically a 2-to-1 advantage amongst young people, which is eroded. I mean, that means the student loan forgiveness hasn't worked. A lot of kids who did pay their student loans don't like the fact that others don't have to. And one small thing, Biden doesn't care whether this is deemed as constitutional or not, that some of his student loan forgiveness has already been shot down. It may in the future, but it has a political benefit.
Not incidentally, quite importantly, this same time period, if we went through the same history, it's the same time frame that the cost of college has absolutely exploded. You shove loans and the price of college goes up.
By the way, you could have the same information on things like crime. I mean, Joe Biden suddenly now is a criminal justice reform guy and everything. He was lock him up, throw the key a long time ago, too. So he'll change in any way he needs to.
Take a look at the change in policies when it comes to China. Joe Biden has raised the tariff on EVs coming from China from 25% to 100%.
I mean, candidate Biden slammed Trump for tariffs on China. Said we can't do that. China's not a threat, time and time again. He's quietly, by the way, mostly kept the Trump tariffs on China his entire time. Now he's tripling the rate, quadrupling the rate on EVs.
And why? Same reason as the student loan policy. Take a look at what's going on with him and what he needs in terms of votes. Michigan, of course, he needs the state of Michigan. And it's the highest number of people employed in the auto industry.
The EV industry, electric vehicles, is cratering right now. So because it's so expensive to create, no one wants them. So what China's trying to do is flood the market. So he's putting tariffs on them to try to prevent them from bringing in cheap EVs to save these jobs. But the problem is the EVs aren't going anywhere in America either. And again, another problem Joe created, the left created, that he's trying to fix that won't work.
The same thing is going on when it comes to border security. Look, you know the problem, the number of record gotaways when it comes to border security has absolutely exploded. This is from 2021 to 2023. Mm-hmm.
We now have over 1.5 total known gotaways under Biden. And the reason we're talking about this is there's rumor after rumor coming from the White House, Will, that there's an executive action coming on changing amnesty rules. Oh, just as the elections show up.
Look at these poll numbers, 31% now, down from 61%.
Look, this is staggering. Hispanic voters in December of 2023 were at 61% for Joe. Now they're at 31%. That's a collapse.
So here's what he's saying to Pete's point about possible executive action when it comes to illegal immigration.
Give me the power. I've asked for the very day I got in office. Give me the border patrol. Give me the people. Give me the people, the judges. Give me the people who can stop this and make it work for us.
He's said time and time again that he doesn't have any additional power to do anything, and now suddenly he's finding that power.
Here's a headline, by the way, you can see when it comes to his new potential executive action on border policy. I believe we have it. Yeah, New York Post. Biden plans executive order to shut down once crossings reach 4,000 a day.
So come on in, 4,000 people and unknown gotaways. After that, it's closed.
All right, same
Solid
thing.
policy.
Look at what's going on when it comes to Israel and Hamas. By the way, so he's caught in a position where he doesn't know can't win. He's losing votes on the far left. So the White House is considering resettlement of people from Gaza into the United States.
Really?
From Gaza.
Really?
Yes.
So that's going to work great. By the way, I don't know how that helps with these numbers where he's underwater on this issue as well. The idea of bringing Gazans to the United States in that conflict when Egypt, which is right next door, won't take a single soul. It's not hard to say no to that kind of proposal. But again, he's been browbeaten by far leftists, open borders types for a long time. And now they're talking about this. Didn't they know the indoctrination that's pumped into the minds of these kids in Gaza from Hamas?
Right here in the United States. I think they think off the wall's gotten too easy for me. It's like somebody put. You hear me tripping on these all during off the wall? They're putting
looking at your
marbles under my feet while I'm doing off the wall.
Oh, that's just next level stuff.
That's
I mean, maybe I put them there to see how you can perform. You were getting too comfortable with your job, Will.
That's what they did to Joe Biden.
Yeah, that's what they did to Joe.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.